What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain. I am here with my guys, man. I got Kenny Stubblefield to my left. I got Perry Sharkey to my right. It may be right, might be wrong. I don't know.
I think you're right.
I don't know how to look when y'all say. I think you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it is good to be here with y'all, man. Shout out to our viewers who are watching via Fox 13. Our first show was last week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. More of the same to come for you guys today. Shout out to our YouTube watchers, man. For those of y'all who don't know, after this show is over on Fox 13, you can watch the rest of the show on YouTube. We have bonus coverage for y'all on YouTube. The full version of the show is a version. It's available on YouTube. You can go to bluffcitymedia.com to get there. You can type in Bluff City Media on YouTube, or you can search the Anthony Sain Show on YouTube and watch the rest of the show.
Some might call it the uncut version. Some might call it the uncut version.
Get a little more risque, man. The second half of the show, man. We drop a couple bombs that we can't drop on Fox 13 at all. Also, we are hoping that you guys are actually able to watch the show. We're hoping that you have power and electricity and Wi-Fi and all those stuff.
Real talk, though.
We are recording this before Winter Storm 2025. As we record this, my lights are on. It is relatively it's cold outside, but there's no snow, and we're hoping that you guys are able to actually watch this episode live and direct in the comfort of your homes and with not too much snow or whatever going on. But we are here again, like I said, for the Anthony Sain Show. Got some positive news. The Grizzlies are looking more like a team that has all their guys back. John Moran is back. Santi Aldama is back. And we've seen positive information and just footage and just looking at the timeline that you're going to get Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams back on this team sometime soon. So everything does look good. Things are starting to look back to normal for your Memphis Grizzlies. But my question I have for you, Kenny Stubblefield, for you, Perry Sharkey, for you guys watching at home, for you guys in the YouTube comments as well, is how good will this Grizzlies team look being as close to full strength as they've been in years? You know what I mean? I put a meme out on Twitter that was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air meme, and it showed of course, Will Smith standing in his living room alone. I want to say that's from the very last episode.
It's the final scene of the show, right?
It's the final scene of the show ever. Yeah. But it's an image of Will Smith, but I photoshopped Marcus Smart on top of Will Smith because Marcus Smart his injury does seem to be the longest one left on the injury report. So I made that meme. And of course, people took that as, just get them the hell out the team altogether.
I would thought you put Jerry in. Based on the last year.
I don't know nothing about Jerry on no injury report. The joke was about the injury report. Like he was gonna be the only guy on the injury report.
I get it.
So I was like, I ain't put nothing about Jerry in the injury report at all. But we will talk about this Jaren Jackson train of thought that a lot of y'all have adopted in the last 24 hours. That we will in the last 8 hours that I would definitely address as far as that goes. But I just want to talk now, just to start the show, to talk about what is this Grizzlies team full strength. You're talking about a team who's been second in the West most of the season with a boatload of injuries. We've lost more games to injuries than any team in the league, still finding a way to be second in the West. In my opinion, this team has another step to take in the coming weeks, in the coming month. Getting guys like a Gigi Jackson got back, getting a guy like Vince Williams back, getting Ja, Bane, Jaren all going at the same time. When those guys have been cooking, they had to, I think they went on a 9-game winning streak. They went from being around 500 to being the team that is second in the West when you had those guys gaining that chemistry. So I'm looking forward to that, especially with Bane looking more like the true Desmond Bane than that he was looking at an earlier point in the season. But I'm down for all of it. What are you guys' thoughts on how the team can look when those guys come back?
Yeah, very confident. I think in the midst of all the trade chatter, everything we talked about since the season began, since the offseason even, one thing we always stood by is that the team, if ever fully healthy, they're good, right? And that's why it was such a bummer when Gigi first went down with the broken foot and then Vince right before training camp, because a lot of talk was about those two, the two young wings. Out in the midst of a bad year last year, it was those two who stood out, and we was ready to see them play with the core, right? Play with Ja Morant. Gigi has never played with Ja, and that's what we're still excited to see in the coming weeks, right? So yeah, I mean, man, fully healthy. So excited, especially Gigi. Seeing that highlight, seeing how he bulked up some, just seeing him, and even seeing the ESPN I don't know what this estimated return date means, but they have Gigi's estimated return date is January 13th. So I don't know. You know something we don't know in their injury thing, but
when did they start doing that?
I'm tired of people knowing something we don't know.
I know
Vegas do something we didn't know too.
What are we talking about?
No,
I think that's the question that everybody's asked, right? Like, I think it's even hindered some of the thoughts around moves that team could make with the roster because we haven't seen this Grizzlies team in full strength yet, and it's been multiple years since we've seen them in full strength, and so you have to ask the question like how high, what's the ceiling for this Grizzlies team when you do have all of your pieces in place, and I think that's a big question. I mean, we saw what Gigi did last year. We saw what Jaren did last year. Jaren has absolutely kept the train rolling and even gotten better, I think, since last year.
Yeah.
What will Gigi Jackson, a guy with the potential to be a superstar in this league, the skill set to be a superstar in this league, look like with 3 legitimate all-star guys on this roster? We'll see. And I think they're second in the West with the injuries they've had, and they're adding really good pieces back. It's only up.
Yeah, I'm with you. And the thing that I look at as well, man, is not just how good can the Grizzlies be, but really how good are the rest of the teams around us. You know what I mean? Just like if you just look at the NBA in totality, there aren't that many good teams in the league, bro. Like as far as I'd say teams that are, in my eyes, in my opinion, NBA championship caliber, this team can compete for a championship level team. And I think we're one of those teams, bro. I think you're looking at Boston, Cleveland, out of the East, and that's probably it, bro. Like I don't think anybody else is. Milwaukee, maybe depends on how things break.
Maybe New York. New York.
Yeah, the Knicks. I forgot about the Knicks. Yeah, so you're looking at maybe 3 teams out of the East that are realistic teams that could come out and win a championship, right?
I would say West, I don't know. I don't know championship level yet, but Orlando has been winning without their star players too,
and they're getting their dudes back. Yeah.
Ain't no telling when they actually get their 2 best players back.
Can't look down my nose at Orlando. For real. We're gonna talk about Orlando later on about something else I'm gonna talk about too. But if you look over in the West, you got Oklahoma City. I think we're in that bunch. I think Dallas is in that bunch. Who else are we putting in that grouping, man? Minnesota, hell no. Like look, they bombed. I think their chances to win the championship. They had a team that
Denver
was
falling off.
Denver's falling off.
Denver, I don't take them serious. The Suns are below 500 team. Houston is good. I still think they're too young.
But I don't know if they're championship team.
Yeah. You got to get
the Clippers. I don't know if Kawhi gonna be there. That's the point. I don't trust it. So.
No. Even healthy, I don't trust them. I mean, they could be a good team, but I don't think championship. No, I think we're right there, man. I think there are a lot of teams because if you look at the standings, there are a lot of teams that people thought would be good or that started off good that are below 500 or 500 teams in NBA right now. You're talking about the Suns. You're talking about the Golden State Warriors. These teams are 500
Minnesota
teams. I think Minnesota. I mean, come on, man. Like I'm not really scared of any of these teams, man. I think that if we're playing the kind of basketball that we can, I think we're as good or better than anybody in the league, and I'm down for it. It's exciting times to see these guys coming back. Like I said, Marcus Smart is pretty much holding us up from having a clean slate of injuries. And I know you'll get little tic-tac injuries here and there, but to see that report yesterday, with more guys coming back, and Vincent, Gigi.
Hey, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You might have started something there. The travel chief might have started something.
Hey, I might have given him a new nickname, man. Might have given him a new nickname.
The dynamic duo, VV.
Yeah, VV and Gigi. Yeah, I ain't calling no grown man VV though. I don't think that brother want to go by. I don't think that man want to go by VV, kid.
We done with that.
I don't know if Vince gonna take VV at all.
My apologies, Vincent. I apologize.
Yeah. Any concerns about integrating guys, like, how the guys we got now and how to go about those type of things? Like, I don't care, bro. Jake, sit down. Luke Kennard, you're probably not going to be on this team in a few weeks.
Because the team is used to it, right? I mean, they've been, even throughout this short season, they've been integrating guys through and through. Like, Ja Morant has missed I think he's missed like 13, 14, 15 games, right? Scottie Pippen has had to start on no dime and also got the least amount of minutes in the rotation at a certain point. So I think the players, the integration, it's gonna work out fine. I don't think this team likes each other, right? I don't think it's that many selfish players on this team. They all understand the role. I think one thing I can credit Taylor Jenkins for is that dynamic of the locker room and guys knowing their role. But it's also a young team too that understands that as well. So I think man, integrate, especially it's a talent like Gigi. Come on now,
Mhm.
me.
And I think these guys, I don't think that Vince and Gigi are going to struggle too much with getting back into the swing. I think they know the offense. I don't think they're going to have to adjust to the offense much because I think that in their time watching it and just also they've got practice time. I think they're going to adjust
Right.
to the offense and fit right in fine.
I'll say that. Let me say this real
go ahead.
quick about the offense.
Mhm.
I do think that the new offense is going to help with that integration because I think if you've noticed the beginning of the year, they ran a lot of that offense. That offense was running and it looked rough at 1st. It got really clean for a while. When Ja came back and he started to kind of get reacclimated back to the team, and Zach was back with the team, you saw them start to kind of move away from that a little bit. There were long stretches of time where you were letting Ja Morant do Ja Morant things with Zach in the high post or Zach setting ball screens, that kind of stuff. The good thing about this new offense is now you still have that as a fallback to reintegrate guys, right? You don't have to, as you start to get used to it, they've been practicing that offense for a while, reintegrate those guys with an offense that they've been practicing for a while. And then as they get their legs up underneath them, then you start to go, okay, Gigi, come do Gigi things. All right, Vince, come do Vince things. Zach, you're back. Ja, you're back. Let's do some John and Zach things. So I do think that the new offense helps with the integration.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, are we giving Jaren a break game? Does Jaren need a game off?
He might not want that game off.
Time, man. Let the man play, bro. What are we talking about? Like, we got games to win, bro. Like, if Jaren, if he's got help, his workload ain't gonna be the same anyway. Just I'm not a fan of trying to
not only that, that game specifically was a battle for the 2 seed. So you're literally battling with Houston for the 2 seed.
Yeah, right. We need that game for sure. I need y'all to stop crying about the rookie ladder too, man. The rookie ratings. The rookie ratings came out. The Grizzlies are getting zero respect.
They find something.
I'm so sick of y'all, bro. Good God, man. I'm so sick of y'all crying about this. But
Zach Edey's still favored on FanDuel, so it's not.
Man, Zach Edey will be the NBA rookie of the year,
right.
Man. Like,
he's favored on FanDuel.
These like if you look in the past, like we had Ja, who was like the clear favorite the year he was in, a little wavering his season. We haven't really had a guy since him that we're talking about rookie of the year. So we really haven't paid attention to this whole rookie ladder thing, other than maybe Gigi. But Gigi was in a better class last year. We knew Gigi wasn't gonna win it. This is the first year we've really had to really care about this since Ja and BC and them, right? So I get it, but I think our fans kind of forget this is something. This is from a publication. Like NBA.com is trying to get people to engagement. So it's going to be the list is going to be a little different. There's going to probably be a new guy at the top every week to start these type of conversations. But with that being said, man, I have zero concern about Zach Edey will be NBA Rookie of the Year. Either him or Jalen Wells will be Rookie of the Year. And I think that as Edey gets more games with Ja is really going to unlock him, because I would love to see Edey's numbers with Ja on the court. I'd love to see his numbers with him and Ja together, because it seems like Ja has really unlocked a lot of things in him. So I'm not tripping about none of that type of stuff, man. Alex Sarr has been good. He was the number 2 pick in the draft, and he's looking like that top pick in the draft. So I don't have any concerns about that.
I just think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious, like, just to give people that are watching this how we do things in the entertainment industry. You have guys like Zach Edey and guys like Jalen Wells who have been consistent, specifically Jalen Wells, starting for the number 2 team in the Western, or number 3 team now in the Western Conference, doing really well all year. Alexander Sarr has 3 games that he's really, really good in, and he jumps to the top.
Shoots up to the top. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way it's going to go.
That's
called, at the end of the day.
That's called engagement farming. Yeah. That's what that is.
Yep, exactly.
They're going to look at the entire body of work, and they're going to guard, and they're going to gauge who is Rookie of the Year. And it won't be, unless one of those guys just keeps that going. I think the best rookies this class have been on the Memphis Grizzlies, both of them.
The 2 of them.
Jalen Wells and Zach Edey. So I think it's all going to play out, over time. So I don't get.
Yeah, and to add more to that, like early in the year, Zach Edey and Jalen Wells were like 1 and 2 at one point. Then Zach Edey got hurt and he fell out the top 5 until like number 10. But they still kept him in the top 10, assuming he gonna get back and he gonna come back to the top 5 like he has. Over the last week, Jalen Wells had the 30-point game. He also had the double-double game. He also has been shooting horribly over the last 8 games. So
Right.
hypothetically, he wasn't going to get back to number one to him shooting 30% from the field.
But
he did pass Zach Edey.
Go ahead.
Because Zach Edey, he did pass Zach Edey because Zach Edey had been struggling, so that made sense.
Him been playing,
still 3 and 4.
He ain't been.
And he got the concussion. He had the concussion as well, so he had the plan since he came back from that.
The migraine. That's what
migraine. Yeah, you can't throw around concussion, man.
Don't be throwing around concussions now.
Well,
Edey probably just popped the BC and got back out there. Man, they got no treatment.
That's right. He couldn't have doing the game.
Man, popped the BC and drank a Coke, Coke and a ginger ale and a BC and got back out there, man. But yeah, so how much do you think that Jalen Wells playing on a good team, and even though he has a big role with this team, but not 100%. Being one of the major players, like you're talking about, like if you're naming best players on the Grizzlies, you might go as far as importance also. You're going 7, 8, 9 when you're talking about Jalen Wells, probably, even though his impact has definitely been, we see it. Do you think those type of things are hurting him as far as national perception when it comes down to rookie year? Because he's bringing you the same thing every night. He's bringing you good defense, knocking down shots, keeping the ball moving, high basketball IQ. He's going to be that type of guy. Not a lot of flashy things he's doing, but I think the fact that he's just kind of following the line is kind of hurting him as far as his national perception goes.
And also him being the second round pick, although he's been like the best second round pick in years, right? But that whole, like you said, Alexander Sarr was the number 2 pick. You have a couple games. Number 2 pick, having good games. Hey, shooting number 1. Jalen Wells solid, but he was second round pick. He ain't got the same hype as the Sarr. Even as Zach Edey. Zach Edey have a good week. He jumping Jalen Wells instantly, right? So it's the second round pick perception as well. Although I think he started the most. God wrote the article on it just that he started more games this season than the rest of the rookie class combined by 14 games.
It's crazy.
I
think you hit the nail on the head though, Anthony, about Jalen. His consistency, the team he plays for, and I think Parrish's second round point. I didn't think about that beforehand, but I think that's a really good point. Jalen's consistency is what's going to it's going to become normal, routine, right? Like this is what we expect. And so he's going to have to stay in the minds of these fickle fans that only watch YouTube highlight packages. He's got to have an 8 3-pointer night, a 9 3-pointers made night, something like that. Some kind of lockdown defense. He's going to have to get into a fight with somebody. He's going to have to do something to like create some kind of buzz because he's just been consistently Jalen Wells. Yeah. And he's just been consistently good, and it's become normal. Alexander Sarr couldn't play. I was about to cuss. Alexander Sarr couldn't play for nothing at the beginning of the year. It was terrible.
He looked terrible. Okay.
He had 2 good games, and now he's like, everybody's like, oh, yeah.
Now he's Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, now he's Kevin Garnett. It's like, this is fickle fans, bro.
Like, because don't forget, man, the Dalton Connect had a 40-some point game, and we were looking like people saying we were the dumbest. People talking about how dumb we were for not taking him. Right. Instead of Zach Edey. He's in your backyard. Why didn't you take Dalton Connect? Like, I'm good. I ain't heard that man's name since then.
Right.
Hey, I got a comp for Jalen Wells' rookie year. Y'all remember that year Malcolm Brogdon won the rookie of the year?
Come on.
It was the year Embiid was going to win it, but he only played 31 games. That's my comp. I think Jalen Wells, just like Malcolm Brogdon, just solid all around, not flashy, just doing his job.
Right.
And he could sneak up and win rookie of the year just doing that.
Bro, I'm going to tell you what's crazy. Like you talk about these rookie of the year predictions and projections, all those type of things, right? Remember when all the Vegas money was on the kid from Kentucky? I can't remember.
Austin Shepard.
Reed
Shepard.
He's playing 5 minutes a game.
That stuff matters, man. I told people back then, I said, bro, I do not see Reed Shepard winning rookie of the year strictly because he won't play that. I don't think he's going to play that many minutes compared to somebody like Zach Edey, who's going to be a starting center in the NBA for a good team. And I think that we still haven't seen all the things you would like to see from Zach Edey being in that position, but I think you'll see him with Ja. I think that he really has to play with the Ja Morant because Scottie Pippen is playing Bird Box out there with man does not see Zach Edey at all, bro. John Cena is who. He plays. Any man does not see Zach Edey at all. Oh man,
or he sees him at the worst times, or at the worst times.
Man, like, the worst time.
You saw him there. You saw him right there, but you didn't. Anyway,
he ain't there no more, man. Like, what are you doing?
He was there 5 minutes ago, bro. Like, he ain't there right now.
Oh man, something I would love to talk about. I brought this topic up on Twitter as well. I would love to get you guys' opinion as well as the people watching, the people on YouTube, etc. I don't know, man. Maybe this is just age or just my basketball maturity or just I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan. Like there's a tweet that came out yesterday that asked, "How long have you been a Grizzlies fan?" Right? I'm like, okay, for the native Memphian who's older than 25, I think he's been one since they've been here. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the clear answer to most people because I could take it back to the NBA Now signs in the yard. And I remember when the Hornets and the Grizzlies wanted to come here. And I think that was just like a ploy by Charlotte's owner. I don't think he actually, the Hornets owner, I don't think he actually wanted to come here. But I remember all those things. But like, I've been around for all those type of things, right? But for the people who are kind of new to this, they might understand those type of things. But the question I wanted to ask was, what team in the NBA are you a slick? I got stealth on the screen, but 38106 is saying, what team are you a slick fan of, man? Like, what they ain't your team? Because I've had no other team since the Grizzlies got here other than the Grizzlies. I had teams before the Grizzlies. I was a Penny Hardaway fan, so I rocked with the Magic. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen fan, so of course I ran with the Bulls. When Scottie went to Portland, I was a Portland fan for a minute. I was a Boston fan because Paul Pierce is one of my favorite players. KG is one of my favorite players. Ray Allen. Those are my three favorite players in the league. And they all got on the same team at the same time. So I rock with Boston during that time. But now that, the Grizzlies here, of course, that's my team. But I just want to know, are there any teams that you slick got your eye on? Like, man, if Memphis wasn't here, man, I would be pulling for those dudes. It's one that I pulled for that I hate to say I pulled for because people get mad at me when I say it. The number one team is actually the one that people are not going to like that I say. I like that Houston Rockets team.
Yeah.
It's Ime Udoka, their style of play. They got a lot of young athletic dudes. They play with an attitude. They play kind of old school. They're going to defend you. They're going to get up shots. I love the Houston Rockets team, man. So what are some of the teams that you guys like that are not the Memphis Grizzlies?
So right now, of course, with me, y'all know I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. So wherever he's at, he's trying to get out of Miami. So apparently Miami ain't even the option no more for me.
Hey, bro, you're not going to be a Phoenix Suns fan. That ain't happening, bro. No,
I'm not necessarily. I'm still going to root for him, but until they play the Grizzlies. Let's put it that way.
I got you. I'm with you.
It's outside the Grizzlies. As long as they don't run to Memphis, I probably want him to win. But outside that, Orlando Magic, I do really like.
Yeah, me too.
I love Paolo. I've loved his game since he's at Duke. I've always been a fan of his game and Franz.
For the Carmelo Anthony fans like myself, I look at Paolo like he's got a chance to make it right. He gets to be
cold,
Melo was.
That man cold.
He's like modern day Melo, like with modern day NBA analytical thinking. Like he plays
and bigger, and he's bigger, and he's just a monster.
I love Paolo.
That man cold.
Hey, bro, get out of my face thinking Team USA ain't finna kill the world in 4 years too, man. Dude. Come on, bro.
Paolo
gonna be on that team. Stop playing.
He coming.
I grew up. I'm from Memphis. Grew up. All three of us grew up Penny Hardaway fans. I was a massive Orlando Magic fan when he played there. Had all the gear, had all the swag, all that kind of stuff. I've always kept my eyes on him because I like him. I kind of went through a period where I'm not a Dwight Howard fan, and so I didn't like that era of the Orlando Magic, timeline. But this era of the Orlando Magic timeline, I love this team. I like Jalen Suggs. I'm a big, as crazy as it sounds, I like Cole Anthony. I know he's
oh
not.
My God.
I like him too. I've always liked Cole Anthony, bro.
He's a dog, bro.
I like Orlando in spite of that dude. That dude is the most punchable dude in the entire
but that's why I like him, though. That's why I like him.
He's funny, though, because he takes him. Do you think he's aware that he's a meme? Do you think that he's aware that he's a good
I'm pretty sure he got to. I would never forget.
He's doing it on purpose then?
Probably so. I would never forget that Grizzlies when he had beat the Grizzlies and he was like, when somewhere around me, when I'm on the island, ain't nobody gonna be safe. I would never forget that.
I hate those dudes, bro. I hate him. Hold on, bro. Like, I'm starting not to like Orlando more than I talk about it. I like Orlando. What's the dude's name? Jonathan Isaac, man. Get out of my face.
Okay. He holds it back for me.
In spite of those two, I like Orlando, bro. Let me say that.
I'm a big Franz Wagner fan. I think he's very, very good. I like the way he plays. I like his game. Paolo, to me, if I had to think of that generation after Ja in terms of superstar, in terms of guys in the league that I really, really like, Paolo, I've watched him since high school. Covered him with my previous situation. We did a lot of high school recruiting stuff. Followed Paolo from the beginning, and that guy has always just been like, you go in there and you go, okay, this kid's good. This kid right here is a freaking superstar. Yeah. And Paolo's been that since he was a junior, sophomore in high school. And I just think he's phenomenal. I love the way he plays basketball. Carmelo Anthony, if I have to say, like, if we go players that I'm a stealth fan of, Carmelo's my top 3 favorite player of all time. I
love Carmelo. I don't care when the Carmelo Anthony slander started by these nerds out here. I was like, man, all y'all can shut up.
Yeah,
Carmelo is my dude. I don't care what y'all say. It's my guy for sure.
And he's the first guy that makes me go, man, I just love good offense, efficient, good offense. And Paolo is that dude, man. I just love Paolo. I think he's awesome.
He's a little bit different than Carmelo as far as that's concerned. Yeah. For sure. But I tell you what, man. I like Cleveland too. I like Cleveland. I like what Cleveland
they solid.
They put their hands on Oklahoma City.
That was a good game. That was a great game.
Yeah,
like
Oklahoma City, y'all looking kind of shaky when they come down to teams who actually want to beat y'all and got the stuff to beat y'all with. Too.
So are the Grizzlies, though. That's my concern.
I don't know. They just beat New York and Boston though right before the game.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, we got to stop talking. Okay, the OKC slander has to stop. They
look like a juggernaut, bro. I really hate it. I ain't gonna lie, but I tell y'all what, man. If you're watching on Fox 13, we about to wrap this thing up. But keep tuning in if you're watching on YouTube. However way you're watching, stay right here and keep tuning in. If you're watching on Fox 13, go check out the rest of the show on the Bluff City Media YouTube page, or you can YouTube search Anthony Sain Show on YouTube as well. We're about to take a break. When we come back, it's going to be more than Anthony Sain Show. If not, if you're watching on Fox 13, we'll see y'all next week. We're about to take a break. We'll see y'all in a minute.
There's a lot to like about this team, including the guy who's leading it all in PJ Haggerty. Good God, man. Like, I know we expect a lot out of him, and I know we expected him to be the top of the sort of pecking order here. But what he has done in taking it and running with it is impressive as hell. He has responded by 22, 5 rebounds, 3 assists per game. And his shooting splits are just absolutely bonkers. 50% from the field, 45% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line.
It just kind of goes back to something that we've said a million times when talking about college basketball. If you have a true superstar, you will be competitive more than likely. He is one of the true superstars in college basketball who can take over and win a game by himself.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I'm not quite sure why anyone expects to get straight answers from Taylor Jenkins. Michelin star level word salad served at every single press conference. He is nothing, all words, no substance, ever. Like, and it you do this on purpose. Like, he's a smart man. He went to Penn. Like, he graduated the Wharton School of Business. He is a smart man. He can articulate his thoughts, and he articulates it perfectly so where nobody has any idea what he's talking about. It is so frustrating.
Man, you're the first person I think that has pointed out his education and how that really does lend itself to how he talks. I mean, like, the dude is a professional at making sure.
He talks like a calculator. He's like,
Tune into The Daily Grind with your host, Loot Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. You guys are watching the edited version. Y'all didn't see what came up before. That's what threw me off. But welcome back. Just got some news that just popped across our screens, across our telephones. The Memphis Grizzlies' second All-Star vote return came out. And y'all ain't shit. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna put it out there, man. You ain't hitting on nothing. It don't seem like our numbers moved at all.
At all. They're still the same. The exact number. Did they grow in any votes
But
at all?
He did drop the video the day before. Like he should have did that a long time ago.
He should have did that a long time ago. Then
He should have been there too.
Man, bro, the fact
But
that we
again,
got like no,
that goes
gonna
back
change
to
it over 24
we totally
hours.
fumbling Yuki. Why is Yuki on this team and we not milking them for everything we can?
Everything.
Like, what are we doing? Bro?
But again, like that goes back to that whole idea that we were talking about.
Facts.
We were talking about with the Rookie of the Year conversation, right? You got Ja Morant talking about it. You got all these dudes talking about All-Star votes, and it takes Yuki. They got like 30,000 views on those posts. Yuki comes out and he gets 500K. Yuki ain't trash, bro. Like, I mean, he's good, but he's famous for no reason.
You know what I'm saying? Why we ain't start this campaign at the
Back when it started.
open practice.
Right.
They should have started
Right.
when the vote started.
Right. And I'm having fun because it's so late in the game. It just kind of is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, like our numbers did not move at all. It looked like
didn't move.
Jared,
Nah,
and John got the same exact
Man,
votes
fact,
they
Ja
had, too.
dropped. Yeah, Ja
Did he for
dropped
real?
one. I think
Was
he was
he
6
was
last
7?
week.
I thought he was 7
He's
last
7
time.
now. Nah, he was 6 last time.
No, he was 7.
I could have sworn
Ja
he
was,
was 6.
it was 7 and 9,
recheck it.
right? Yeah, it was 7 and 9. 7 and I don't know, bro.
No, it was
7
10.
and 10.
Jaron was 10 last time.
He's still 10?
Yeah, it's still 10.
Yeah.
Man, bro.
Still behind Andrew
Yeah.
Wiggins. That makes no sense to me, man.
Yeah, bro. The Jokic
Camden.
stimulus package ain't happening. Bro.
The Yuki
It's just-
stimulus.
That ain't happening. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Why we ain't got the Ja 2 Yuki? Like, why we ain't got like all this? Like, bro, I would be milking the hell out of Yuki's ass, bro. For real. Like, anyway. Whoa, pause. But
Ja was 7. Y'all was
Big
right.
pause.
He was 7.
Glad
Y'all
that
right. Ja
wasn't
was
on.
7 last
Glad
time.
that wasn't on Fox. I just say
113 would have got an email. Oh man, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good on that.
I
Like,
heard you.
yeah, I'm good on that, man. I think I'm good on the whole All-Star thing because I think Jaren's gonna get in regardless. I don't this fan vote stuff don't really matter to me much at all.
And
But-
has Ja played enough? I mean, that's my thing.
Nah,
And
Ja
right
ain't
now,
getting in, man. There's
and
no
that,
way.
right
Ja-
now
I'm about
it's
to say.
right now it's fans votes, man. Like I don't put much credence into fans doing much of anything of
Yeah.
value, right? Like it's all a clickbait thing for me with them.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fine. It's a popularity contest with fans.
Mhm. Yeah,
We just need Japan. Come on, Japan.
Japan,
What
y'all
y'all
tripping though, bro. Y'all, hey, come on, man. Japan, what y'all doing, bro? I don't want to offend the nations. I need to be
Yeah.
careful about what I'm saying because I don't want y'all coming in. I am wondering, y'all know who you can play for, bro. Why John and Jared ain't got crazy votes? Hey, my people in Japan, fool with us.
Fool with
Fool
them.
with
Mess
us,
with
man.
us, man.
Anyway.
Mess with your guys, man.
Mess with your boy, man. But something I am really excited about that is going on right now is the return of Zion Williamson. He has returned to play. I had no clue Zion was going to come back and play, bro. I just looked up and I see Zion's on my TV. Like I didn't.
I got
see
a notification
Like
that day. They sent the notification out that day.
Shams
I got
put
a
it out?
notification that day.
like Shams and them put something out. Like
I don't
Zion
know. I got
put
it from like Bleacher Reporters. I think Bleacher Report. got
I
it
saw
from.
Ja say Zion back. And that's all I saw. Like I didn't see anything from.
I saw it
mean,
right before the
anything.
game. I saw it right before the game that he was coming back.
had no
and
clue
I
he
had
was
no
supposed to play
clue.
that.
I had
Yeah.
no clue before that.
He looked good.
I saw
as
it,
shit,
like,
too, bro. That
earlier
man was
today.
scary. Good God, bro. There aren't many dudes in the NBA that had me like, man, screw this. I don't even watch basketball no more. And in my lifetime, those dudes have been LeBron. The Wemby is one of them dudes. Zion is one of them dudes.
It's crazy.
Steph Curry definitely was one of them dudes. I don't know. I'm trying to think in recent times, dudes that had me like, man, screw this dude. This dude about to break the NBA. Like
Zion has no business being as good as he is.
yeah,
like
Blake Griffin's one of those dudes too, man. 'Cause I was
Like
like,
Griffin
man,
was crazy. Every
Yeah,
time
like-
that man, it was a Blake alert they had every time he had a dunk.
man, good
Was it-
rookie year Zion. Like I was covering the team, and I remember like going to the New Orleans game in New Orleans and seeing Zion in person. Like Zion mania was effing crazy. That dude's rookie year. Him and Ja's rookie year, because Zion didn't come in until like later on in the season. And yeah, man, like I'm not anti-Zion. Like I've got my jokes off about him being overweight and all that, but I'm pulling for that dude to keep it together, man. Him and Ja were the number 1 and number 2 picks.
They were.
Yeah. I'm pulling for those dudes to do their thing.
Could you
Zion,
imagine what
yes.
Zion's star would look like if he played in a big market? Like honestly, like even bigger with all the people behind him, like all the networks and stuff like that behind him. Dude, it'd be so crazy.
It'd be ridiculous. It'd be bigger than it was.
Or if he just simply stay healthy too. Like
Just
he
stay
still
healthy.
got to be healthy. regardless.
Yeah,
Take
I don't know
Marquette
what I don't know what New Orleans is doing because they were talking about we're trading everybody except for Eves, Messi, and whoever, like a couple weeks ago. But now you got Zion back looking good, so I don't know what
I mean,
they're going to end
they
up
so
doing.
far down the standings though. They like,
Yeah.
bro, they
They won
like
5 games.
they
this year.
dead last. They 7-31.
Sick. I'm gonna talk about one more.
They got too many good players, man. What's his name? Trey Murphy. That dude is
Solid.
so good. Like so good.
Man, that New Orleans roster is like if you just let NBA 2K start simming contract situations. Like that your roster, they got a lot of good dudes that can play, but their roster don't make no sense. Like they it's guys who, okay, how y'all on the same team?
They clash.
Yeah.
Positionally.
Like, their point guard is a big shooting guard, and their shooting guard is a point guard. It's not a point guard. It's just too much going on, bro. Like it's just a weird situation with New Orleans. Something else I definitely want to talk about, definitely regarding weird situations. Shaq, Dwight Howard, y'all too old for this shit. Stop. Like seriously, stop. Like for
it's
real.
still
like,
going on.
Y'all literally been doing this since I was in my early 20s, and I'm 45 years old. Like, give it up, bro. It's starting to make me think that it's planned now, that it's part of some rollout they're about to do, some Shaq and Dwight podcast or something. I don't know. It's getting to the point where it just comes off fake now, but it's cringe, bro. It's like, and it is Shaq, bro. Like if this is real, I blame it on Shaq, bro. Like Shaq is a petty dude. I remember in high school, I did not play high school basketball, and I remember in high school, in your high school, you probably remember these dudes too. I never had a hard time really, getting girls to like me once I realized I had some confidence. Like, so once I hit 10th, 11th grade, I wasn't concerned about, girls liking me. Probably 11th grade to say that, but you would always have basketball players at your school that were the biggest haters in the world because they didn't understand how regular dudes were getting girls, right? It's always at least one dude at your school that's a basketball player that does not understand why regular guys get girls, right? Shaq is that dude, bro. And I'm not talking about getting girls in regards to Dwight Howard, but I guarantee you that's the type of dude that Shaq is. I guarantee you that Shaq is a hater, bro. And I've heard stories about how big of a hater Shaq is and some of the foul stuff he's done in the name of hating on dudes when it come down to women and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, man, it's 100% Shaq that needs to let this stuff alone. Let Dwight Howard live, bro. Like, Shaq, get your big ass and sit down somewhere, bro. Like, you're one of the most successful people in the world, not just basketball players. You're one of the richest dudes ever, super successful, all type of business. You own rights to musical libraries. You own all this type of stuff. Dude, like, let that man live, man. Like, I don't get it. It's old. I'm really just kind of tired of it.
It's wild, like, how successful somebody can be and yet still be as insecure as he is in terms of his placement in the pantheon of NBA basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
why you worry about Dwight Howard, bro?
Like Dwight Howard
living life.
Like you on the show he's on, you cannot you can't have a single conversation about NBA all-time big men without Shaq trashing on them, talking about how bad they were, how much he would have beat them. I'm like, brother, everybody knows you're the most dominant player to ever play the game.
Ever. Oh, yeah. Shaq is a dude that made me say screw the NBA, too. I forgot to say that. Yeah.
Like, he had one move. He had 2 moves. And everybody knew what he was going to do, and they couldn't stop him.
Dominated.
And he just did it. Yep. Just dominated.
Murdering dudes. So, Shaq, leave the man alone. Dwight Howard, ignore that dude. You a weird ass dude too, Dwight Howard, but
yeah, you're a weirdo too, man.
Dwight got problems.
Y'all leave each other alone, man, for real. Yeah, y'all leave that alone. But
life is too short.
I tell y'all what, exactly, way too short. For those out there who are watching the show, hope you guys are good, man. Hope y'all got power. Hope y'all got some good food at the house. Hope you got something bad laid up beside you. Some bad might be your kids bad, let's tell you. But anyway, hope you got hope you with some next to somebody you love, man. Hope you know what I'm saying, snowed in. Doing good out there. Y'all be safe. We'll see y'all next week, man. We out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.